Welcome back, folks. It is a wonderful Saturday. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast. Taking a look at our weather headlines, we've got temperatures still short of our seasonal averages by just a few degrees, about 5 degrees short of what we're typically used to around this time of year. And in the next 24 hours, we could have some unsettled weather move on in to the area, but only in those higher elevation areas. We could expect a little bit of some rain, a little bit of some snow, but these showers are going to be quite scattered. So over those Parker and those Gore ranges, it could get a little bit dirty up there, and along I-70 could get a little bit of some precipitation as well. Down south, though, we're not really expecting for anything, and we can look forward to the end of the weekend because that's when we're going to take an uptake in temperatures and finally have that sunshine stick around with us through the early work week. Now, our almanac is going to show us our high today, 44 instead of our typical 53, and on the low end we're looking at 24 instead of our typical 29. And our dog walking forecast, folks, we'll notice that we're still going to have a little bit of these overcast skies, but in those afternoon hours, that's when we're going to have some sunshine on the way. Getting into our afternoon highs for today, 48 degrees in Grand Junction. It's feeling 44 in Montrose. Further east of us, it's a little bit cooler during these afternoon hours. We're down in those upper 30s. Gunnison is feeling 30, so they're just about to break that that freezing point of 32 degrees. And actually, in these morning hours, Gunnison has been struggling to even get out of those single-digit numbers. So this high is looking to be pretty nice for the Gunnison Basin, and for us, again, we're still just about that 5 degrees away from that seasonal average. Our snow potential from this storm, this is through this evening, so we've got this pretty heavy storm system hanging along that west coast, and as it kind of pushes on over, we'll notice the majority of that accumulation is going to be along that west coast, but over in Colorado, over Wyoming, even Salt Lake City is worse. There's going to be maybe even some of those double digits of accumulations. But if we get any accumulation, it's going to be over those northern mountains and maybe even a little bit over that Vail Pass, over that central mountain area as well. Excuse me. Our overall setup for today, we'll notice that as it kind of moves on in from that Oregon area, passes over Salt Lake City in the afternoon hours and the evening hours, that's when it's going to start crossing that border and have a chance to make its way for us on Sunday. We've got this kind of sticking around that Nevada and California border, but as it's pushing across, it's going to mostly be focused along that I-70 corridor during the afternoon hours, and as we get into the evening hours, that's when it's going to try and start dispersing along those mountains. Getting into our lows for tonight, though, so before that storm system moves on in, we're going to get down to 22 in Grand Junction and 19 in Montrose. Total snow cover right now, we are looking at some of those double digits over at that Aspen area, over that Uncompadre area, the Grand Mesa. And this storm could add to that total snow cover as well. A look ahead 3 days out, we've got the strong system continuing to aid over the eastern U.S. Saturday, another system near the west coast. Sunday, moving on in to give us that chance. And we'll notice in the extended forecast that we're going to peak at 50 degrees on Monday with that chance for some storms. In the early work week, that sunshine is still going to continue around for both Grand Junction and Montrose.